You're watching Election 2018 on WCCO 4 News.
Good evening. Results are pouring in tonight for the high-stakes, high-turnout primary election.
Right now, Jeff Johnson is leading in the Republican race over former Governor Tim Pawlenty. He is winning with 53% of the vote. On the Democratic side, Tim Walz is leading right now over Aaron Murphy and Lori Swanson. And just in the last few minutes, Swanson conceded. WCCO has team coverage tonight. We are tracking the results from the 5th Congressional District and Attorney General Minnesota and many more races. But we want to begin with the race for governor, and Pat Kessler joins us right now for that. Pat, somewhat of a surprise what we're seeing?
Yeah, I think this is a big surprise. I'd call this the Trump effect. President Trump has an influence on this race, and Jeff Johnson was underestimated. Tonight he is overperforming in counties all around the state. Jeff Johnson beating right now Tim Pawlenty, a former governor, former Republican governor, who is well-funded, who is well-known, millions of dollars in funding. So Johnson is picking up a lot of support on the Iron Range in rural Minnesota, but also in the Twin Cities. He's very strong in Hennepin County, places where Tim Pawlenty was supposed to do better. Now, he is appealing to these true conservatives. Johnson underestimated, thought he would be running a tight race, always kept the faith, but this is the big story of the night. If Jeff Johnson holds on to win, to beat a former governor, to be the nominee of the Republican Party of Minnesota.
Pat, when you say the Trump effect, do you mean because of President Trump, or do you mean because of what Pawlenty had said about the president shortly after that bus incident?
Well, it's a little bit of both, actually. There was a lot of stuff said about President Trump, and Jeff Johnson portrayed himself as the true Trump conservative. And Tim Pawlenty came in from the outside. That's what people were watching in the Republican Party. And the conservatives for Trump rallied tonight around Jeff Johnson.
Do you think there's a possibility of him coming back, though, Tim Pawlenty?
There's always that possibility, but it's getting to the point of the night where there aren't that many votes left. So you got to find these pockets of votes around the state. It's not insurmountable, but it's getting there very quickly.
All right. Thank you, Pat.
You bet.
Well, there's a different scene and feel going on at Tim Pawlenty's campaign event this evening. We have team coverage of the governor's race. Jennifer Mayerle is covering the Democratic side. Esme Murphy joins us now from Tim Pawlenty's campaign. Esme, we'll begin with you.
Or I can tell you this, Frank, we are expecting Tim Pawlenty here within the next 2 or 3 minutes to address this very small and very somber crowd here. You can tell that people have been gathering here all evening, and they are in shock. As Pat mentioned, the lead that Jeff Johnson has now is almost insurmountable, and top aides to Tim Pawlenty are acknowledging that. They say the chances of picking up votes in some of these outlying districts, outstate Minnesota, they said that looked better earlier on in the evening, but as votes come in from the 8th Congressional District, from the 7th Congressional District, from the 1st Congressional District, the margins simply aren't there. Again, we are expecting Governor Tim Pawlenty. This is a shocker. All of the polls that happened earlier on in the past few weeks, past few months, indicated that Governor Tim Pawlenty, former Governor Tim Pawlenty, was the clear front runner here, and there's going to be a lot of second guessing here. He also outraised Hennepin County Commissioner Jeff Johnson by $2 million. So this is really something of a stunner, and we are expecting Governor Tim Pawlenty here at any moment, a very somber group here, and I think a lot of people are expecting him to perhaps say that this is a race he cannot win.
Interesting. All right, Esme, we'll try to get back to you. Thank you very much. We're also following the gubernatorial race for the Democrats as well. Just about a half hour ago, Lori Swanson conceded her run for governor. The current Attorney General told her voters and supporters to throw their support behind Representative Tim Walz.
People in Minnesota have spoken, and Tim Walz is going to be the next governor of the state of Minnesota.
And WCCO's Jennifer Mayerle joins us now from Walz's campaign, where people are obviously celebrating tonight. Jennifer.
They have been cheering all night, Amelia, and I can tell you that people here were very happy when they heard Lori Swanson ask her supporters to throw their support behind Tim Walz. He has continued to increase his lead over the DFL-endorsed candidate, Aaron Murphy, since the numbers have started coming in around 8 o'clock, and people here have just continued to cheer. Take a look at some of this video. They are been screaming kind of throughout parts of the night. They have been chanting, "We want Tim." we had a chance to talk to Tim Walz about the voters. He said this is not something that you can win on your own. It's the thousands of people that come out, that back you, that support you. And he met with people here tonight to say thank you while those numbers were trickling in. He said one thing that he thinks has resonated with voters is that he called his campaign one of dignity, passion, and hard work. He sent a positive message for Minnesota, talking about one Minnesota. Here's what he had to say.
The issues of affordable housing, daycare, living wage, and then you get into, do our children get quality schools and how do we deal with health care? But I think what permeated over that, and the theme being the one Minnesota that we came to, is they recognize none of that's going to happen if we don't figure out a way to govern this state together.
And that's what he says he plans to do. He was confident when he talked to us tonight that he would be the DFL candidate for governor. We don't know when he is planning to come back out to greet supporters here tonight, but certainly this room has been excited all evening long, and the excitement has just continued to grow. Walz did say that he always knew he was going to have to run in a primary, but his whole goal has been to win this and then to move on to November. Frank, Amelia.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks,
Jen.
Jen.